whatever.
Has to be careful.
Ryan, gets himself into trouble, gets out of trouble. Skill got him out of that. And a good mark by Barwick at centre field to Turner. Well shepherded. He's played well in defence today, Turner. Long kick up towards half forward. Is that a mark to Dacos? It should be. And Dacos will kick from round about the 50-metre line. Gets up a little bit gingerly. We haven't seen too much of Peter Dacos today. It's been kept under wraps. Got a chance to bring up a goal for the Magpies. Brad Hardy kicked one from a similar distance, but with the breeze, he's tried to allow for it and has put it out on the foot.
Manson off for Collingwood and David Cloak coming on.
And some phone conversation, presumably with Lee Matthews. Donnell to take the free kick. He's right along the boundary line. Christian will go the spoil, does it effectively. It's booted away by Micken, but he boots it straight to Malayan, who in turn fumbles. It's out of bounds. Collingwood bench. It's a thriller at Carrara, and the first one here for the season. 47-42 in favour of the home side. Micken and Cloak back on. Well, Robertson beautifully down to Tony Shaw. Shaw into the square. Right again, could kick two. Well, this young Tasmanian having a purple patch and a goal here would restore the lead for Collingwood. I don't think they'll be letting him go back to Tasmania again, gentlemen, do you?
No, he's picked up the pace well. In fact, both the draft choices. We were talking about Kennedy. Don made the point before that he's picked up the tempo, and now Wright is doing the same thing. And that's, I think, a sign of quality football as they pick it up quickly. And this is only the third term of both their VFL debut matches.
It's a goal. So Collingwood back in front.
It's good play by Collingwood, and Tony Shaw there also getting a slap on the backside in recognition for the fact that he got the ball down to Wright. Wright again playing in front. We mention it, we harp on it. You've got to put your body in front in football, and there is the value, and you do get the reward, because there's just no way known when you can get up and take a chest mark like that, can the opposition punch the ball away.
Magpies lead by a point. 6-12 to 6-11. One down by Micken. The Bears might have cause to kick themselves for that 10 minutes or so leading up to Wright's first of two goals. They had their opportunities. They wasted them. McIver at the base of that. This is Kroll. Well played by Hawke. He's been a fine player. Cleverly tapped on out there. Socket off the ground. And again, Barwick on the end of that chain. Down he goes. Tries to rake in the football. Diving over the top of him, Reynoldson. He's dragged out of it. Ryan claiming a kick down there. That's rather ambitious. Reynoldson had the ball somewhere back amongst his legs, and we're going to have a ball up on the 50-metre line directly out from goal.
Barwick and Hardy playing on one another.
3:10 remaining in this third quarter. One down behind the pack by Hawke eventually. Put it out of there, though, by Roberts towards centre field. Good mark is taken by O'Brien. Gets it away towards Walsh. Walsh forced to kick with his right foot. It goes out towards right half forward. Capper is up. Morwood in close attendance. Williams a hand pass to Capper. He's upended. Scrambles at Goldwood. Coming through is Turner. Turner gathers the ball. Capper's lost one of his golden shoes as the ball goes towards centre field. And the mark is taken by Cloak. Off the ground for about 20 minutes at least in this term. Newly on the ground as he kicks down towards half forward, waiting behind Shaw the mark. He's away now. Tony Shaw long into the forward line. Who's on the end of this one? Surely interference to Dacos. Play allowed to go on. He picks it up in the pocket, hooks it around the corner. Awkward bounce out there for Roberts. He goes after the sanctuary of the boundary line and will have a throw in.
Kick before from Warwick Capper. His shoe or boot went further than the ball. It's rather remarkable. Down by Reynoldson. Ball booted out of the pack there to Ryan. He gets boot the ball from the standing start pretty quickly into the square. He attempts to smother it. It's off the ground and through for one behind. And so Collingwood now increase their lead by that margin. 49-47. And we've got 1:52 left in the term. Mark Roberts with the ball. Roberts comes towards the press box wing. The greatest of kickouts because Collingwood still have the ball. Wright doing everything right so far. Barwick, beautiful tap into Hawke. Right on the boundary line, gets clear of Donnell and shoots. And a mark for Shaw, who comes back, plays on, gets the hand pass out, over the top of Dacos.
Magnificent play by the Collingwood team. All start on the half-forward line with tap-ons. Young Wright went after, trapped the ball, hit it on to Barwick. Barwick in turn hit it on. Got a shot, and we just see the shot down towards goal. Tony Shaw takes the mark. And alert, the Collingwood skipper sees Dacos, rolls the ball along the ground, puts Dacos under a lot of pressure, but he's a marvellous player, Peter Dacos.
I think in soccer that's almost a scissors kick, isn't it? What a great shot. We've seen some great goals here today. Collingwood doing well in the third quarter. The Magpies lead 55-47. Is it going to be enough? Millane goes in short towards left half forward, tries to find Christian. Couldn't take it, backs up well. The Bears defending desperately. Ball finally driven out of the danger zone. Might have been by Rains up towards centre wing. Chance for Cloak back onto the ground. He spent some time on the bench. Big man moves well. Lobs it high up towards half forward. A real hospital one, that one. Roberts almost held, drops it pretty quickly. Now it's shoveled out towards Carlson. At the back, O'Brien. 3 grabs. Kennedy out to Hardy. Time running out in this term for the Bears. Backhanded to Hardy again. That was from O'Brien. It goes down inside the 50-metre line. Oh, Mark spilt down there. Kerrison making sure nobody's going anywhere, but there might be a free kick.
Around the neck, Philip Walsh.
Well, Walsh will be kicking himself for missing the mark anyway. So 17 seconds left. This will be, I dare say, the last kick of the third term. It's a vital one for the Bears. But they will be kicking with the breeze if it's worth anything in the final quarter. Here's the siren. Can he thread it? I don't think so. Right on the goal umpire, touched. So one behind for the Bears, kicked right on the three-quarter time siren. 6:12:48 to 7:13:55. Collingwood lead at the last time. 5-6 to 2-6 major goal kickers for Collingwood. Wright 2 and Hawke 2. And for the Brisbane Bears, Warwick Kappa has 3 goals. Don Scott, can they get up in the final term, or are the Magpies playing too well?
Well, they're kicking with the aid of that breeze, Peter, and whether the interesting thing I'd like to know is whether it's an adverse weather day and whether the umpires are changing the ball. Now, if they are going to change the ball in this last quarter, they will really kick with a breeze and have the advantage of a light ball because that breeze has really sprung up. The rain has subsided, so I think they should come home with a wet sail, Brisbane, because they played particularly well into that breeze in that third quarter. Good players are hard to find. I think Dennis maybe Withers for Brisbane. I thought he's got under the packs, and Tony Shaw's second and third quarter. And in that third quarter, I thought he led particularly by example.
Yes, he played very well indeed. In fact, both sides have had good medium-sized players working hard for them. You mentioned Withers. Well, Withers, I think, is having his best game out there for the Brisbane Bears. And there's a man who I think had a pretty good term, too, on the forward line for the Bears, and that was Williams. Kappa getting a goal despite a great tackle from Kroll. I think they'd have to be absolutely delighted, Collingwood, with that fight back, because 20 minutes into the term, Don, they were in big trouble. How about that goal by Dacos?
Oh, that was just terrific. But you just can't keep the lid on Dacos, and I thought that I think Donnell would know. It was Dixon was playing on him, has done a particularly good job the first half, and the stats there we see the Brisbane Bears still more kicks than Collingwood, 181 to 158 handballs in favour of Collingwood, 68 to 51, and the hit outs in favour of Collingwood, 27-22.
All right, well, at three-quarter time, 6:12:48 to 7:13:55. Collingwood in the ascendancy will be back for what is certain to be an exciting final quarter in just a moment. So Malcolm Blunt on the boundary.
Yes, Peter, both coaches pretty vociferous at three-quarter time. Lee Matthews was terrific with his last 10 minutes of the Collingwood players, and Peter Knights was very loud in his abuse of the Bears, letting it get away a bit.
Final quarter, 7 points the difference in favour of Collingwood after they kicked 5-6 to 2-6 in the third quarter, but the Bears this term are kicking with the breeze. If Brad Hardy can get onto a couple, who knows what they could do. Kerrison puts the body in well. 3 Collingwood players are there. Kerrison butters up well. Picked up by Williams. Couldn't get Bert de Boer clearly. Now it's socked away by Merritt. He spent pretty well the whole third quarter, I think, on the bench. Kappa just about throws it out to Hardy. Knocked away by Shaw. Again by Kroll. Kappa attempts one off the ground. Kerrison smothers it. Finally gets it out to Ryan. And it's starting to rain again, it looks like, too. Hawke, the opportunity after that mark was spilt. Knocks the ball some 10 metres further downfield. Micken just about caught with it. Chance for Wash. Now it's shoveled out towards Roberts, who tries bouncing it. That's ambitious today. Long towards the forward pocket. It's all Collingwood there, and knocked easily away by Manson. And it's going to be a boundary throw at about 10 to 15 metres from the behind post.
Well, the Bears have started with Roger Merritt at centre half forward, and young Kennedy is off the ground.
The boundary throw in. Vital they get the goal on the board quickly. This rain is getting heavier. Chance for them again as it's snapped up by Withers. Oh, sensational grab.
Scott McIver,
the former Fitzroy player, right in the teeth of goal. And we saw what Brad Hardy did or didn't do in the previous term when he missed a sitter at the other end of the ground. That was a great leap, wasn't it? And McIver has the chance to make the difference now, 1 point. As more and more umbrellas go up. Chance for McIver's first goal today. Looks as though he's booted it. He has. So 1 point the difference, and the Bears are back in business.
well, the Bears have attacked right from that first bounce of this last quarter, and the game has really hotted up, both sides throwing themselves in. That occasion, McIver just judged the ball a little bit better than the fellows on the ground. Morwood was wrestling, couldn't get off the ground, and McIver came in, jumped over the lot of them, and would have sliced his throat or his wrists had he have missed that goal. But you can see they're getting away from Barwick, and Morwood in front just couldn't punch the ball away. Cloak on screen with Gavin Brown.
Collingwood 55, Brisbane 54. 22.5 minutes, a little more remaining in this final quarter. Mark Micken and Manson, James Manson, to do the ruck work. They go at it. Manson wins it down. Kicked out of the air by Shaw towards half forward. Christian, was he carried forward? This is Barwick, claimed from behind by Rains. Or was it McIver? Scrambles it forward. In any case, Mullane goes in, but there's going to be a trip. It'll come back to Carlson. Carlson grabbed by Atkins behind the play as he was intent on chasing that ball. Carlson goes towards the outer side. Off hands taken by Turner. Turner goes down towards the pocket. Putting the race down there right with the run of it. Coming up to meet him was Carlson, and Carlson does well to get the ball towards the boundary line. One thing is for certain, Collingwood kicked over 100 points in both their games against Brisbane last season. Neither side will be topping the ton today. Throw in. Right half forward for the Magpies. One down by Christian. Ede, who's been a reliable defender, boots it back towards centre wing. Mullane paddling it away from his own goal. Controls it well. Centres the ball. McGuan, who's been a very good player this afternoon too, takes the mark and breaks away. Goes long down towards full forward. 1-out contest. This is Dixon behind. Red at best. Off hands though, a chance now. This is Dacos deep in the pocket. Pulls it across his body. It's almost the impossible angle in there today. And Dacos registers a point to the near side. So they lead by 2 points now, Collingwood. The rain is coming down a little more strongly.
And the wind's picked up with it, Dennis.
Yeah, and those clouds are very black indeed. So I think the remainder of this term will be played in medium to heavy rain. Roberts, short, finds Dixon. Dixon, cast as a tagger, very effective, goes over the top to Judge. Judge comes out towards half-back and kicks towards centre wing. Reynoldsson is there, it carries he and his marker. Behind a chance for Starcevic, good tackle by Reynoldsson, great football Reynoldsson, shovels it out into the path of Rains. He can't control the greasy ball, now he does, he centres it nicely too, he gets it across to Withers. Withers thought about going, now he holds up. Probably
just as well, because the man was standing on the mark. Withers, long, with the wind and the rain, they're hard to mark now. Recovering runners, Kerrison, tackled by Hardy. Perhaps he didn't have the ball. Now did Williams get ridden into the ground? It's a ploy he uses quite often. The umpire didn't fall for it on that occasion either.
I think the umpire swallowed his whistle.
Perhaps it got water in it, Don. Plenty of it coming down now. Merritt and Manson. Shaw burrows in, but the hand pass comes out to Hardy. He couldn't pick it up. It's shuttled out the Judge. Judge tries to shoot it out the back door. Couldn't do it either. Finally, it's picked up for Collingwood by Ryan. Kick up to the half-back line. Donnell, speaking of half-back, he's come right down from there. Has a long shot at goal. And he's put it through. That goal from Donnell. It's a real mud bath now as Ryan breaks away for Collingwood and puts the Magpies into attack. The mark is taken at half-back though by Reynoldsson, who stands his ground well, and it is pouring, yes.
Yes, it's not easy out there now as Reynoldsson drives towards half-forward. It's knocked on by O'Brien. Chance behind for Withers. Good body work too by Rains to put a man down. Withers goes long towards full forward. It looks pretty good. It's another one for the Bears. 2 goals in the space of a minute.
And Lee Matthews decides to brave the elements. Obviously his phone's not working and he's got some pretty stern words to say to somebody.
Well, the Bears really attacking that ball there, and it's good to see young Withers. Reynoldsson there, a long kick. That's all you can do in conditions like this. A knock-on. Good play by all players there. And we see Withers butters up, picks the ball up, goes onto the left foot. Despite the Collingwood player coming in on his left, he sinks a terrific goal, and that's just what the Bears need.
The margin is 10 points for the Bears. This could be the making of a football team this afternoon. Out of the centre, Richardson towards half-forward. I'm sure they all realise that. You can see that in the endeavour of Merritt, stretching every sinew as he collided with that Collingwood player. This is O'Brien out towards the boundary. It's out of bounds and we'll have a throw-in. And the Magpies tipped for a good season too, now confronted with a challenge. Some worried faces there. Lee Matthews, I think you're right, Pete, probably his phone is gone.
Yep. Bit of water in it.
Interesting, in the United States they have a rule if that happens to gridiron coaches, both phones must be taken out immediately. There's a hurried kick from Shaw going down towards half forward. In fact, Shaw gets on the end of it. It was kicked by Mullane, pardon me. So Shaw from forward at centre wing goes towards the 50-metre line, up in front, almost the mark down
yes,
there. In fact, it's going to be paid. Robertson has it. So Robertson about 60 metres out from goal. This has been the story of the game. The Bears slip away to about 10 points and they can't increase that, and Collingwood come back every time. Off hands, Ryan towards a vacant goal square. Which way will it go? It's gone through for a minor score. Well, it had the off break. Had it had the leggy, that would have been a goal.
It was the wrong one. 66 to 57. Can't see the clock, it's fogged up. 18 and a half minutes roughly left in the game. Reynoldsson at half-back on his own. Christian in pursuit. The umpire says play on, but he's long since done that. Long is the operative word. Beautiful kick by Reynoldsson. And the ball hits the deck again. Good tackle by Starcevic. O'Brien is in there. Kroll's after him. Dispossesses him right near the boundary line, but the whistle has gone. Tempers again becoming frayed in the wet.
Held on too long, Pete.
Going to be a Bears free kick, yes. That will be in the back too. No doubt about that one. He was still coming down, but not quite as heavy. Now Withers this time, he could not possibly score from there. No fear in saying it on that occasion. Inside 50 there, and the chance for Hardy, but it's socked away from him. It'll be out of bounds on the other side. And so a boundary throw at about 35 metres from the Bears' goal. The Brisbane Bears at the moment leading 9-12 to 7-15. 66 plays 57. In very wet conditions here at Carrara. Wet and humid. Chance for Richardson. Can't get boot to ball. Collingwood defending stoutly through Mullane. And towards centre wing. Up over the top was Ryan. Beat all the tall timber as well. Finally shoveled out to Barwick about 55 metres out. They need a goal here. Collingwood, he's put it through! And the Magpies are back in business.
In home and away, Summer Bay prepares for...
In Brisbane's way, Collingwood pegging them back again. 16:50 remaining in the term. Trying to soccer off the ground was Ryan. Walsh was going nowhere. Ryan comes up with the ball, but the umpire's called for a ball up. And both these coaches riding the roller coaster of emotions today. It's been a slogging affair. Manson outrucked by Mickham. Scrambled out of there by Withers. Kroll was pushed in the back, was he? I think he was, and he'll take the free kick out towards left centre wing. He can square the ball. He goes across the ground, run out of defence, supplied by Turner, touches it down once. He can run right down to the 50-metre line. They've got to come and meet him. A couple of players backed off. It bounces off the chest of Dacos. McIver is claimed. His elbow connected to Collingwood tackler. In goes Robertson. He's slung. And the umpire once more will go in and award a free kick to Collingwood. It's going to Robertson. Holding the ball. And I think the penalty there.
Dougie Barwick doesn't look too good.
No, he bore the brunt of the elbow from McIver unintentionally as McIver tried to spin out of a tackle. Robertson, his numbers for the afternoon. A lot riding on this kick. In he comes from just inside 50. That looks pretty good. Robertson's put it through for a goal. David Robertson gets his first.
Well, in his first game of league football, David Robertson had to wait till the fourth quarter to score his first, but I really haven't seen a bad left foot kick. And Robertson, I had a feeling when he was out there 50 metres from goal that he'd put it through, and he's done just that. Not the most tidiest of kicks, but it's certainly a very effective kick. A player blessed with a lot of pace. And now Collingwood back in front, 3 points of difference.
15 and a half minutes left in the final quarter. Well, can the Bears come back again? They look to have the Magpies on toast. Rains boots them out towards their right half forward flank. Hardy and Kerrison. Kerrison getting the front position when cleverly takes the ball over the boundary line. The Bears with the breeze, but maybe Collingwood can just hang on now. And as I said, about 15 minutes still left to play. Anything can happen. Manson and Merritt. Manson getting the front position on that occasion, but can't get a clear tap out. And the umpire has decided it will be a bounce. Despite the fact it looks fairly light on screen, conditions rather dark here at Carrara. He just bounces Roger Merritt's height. Picked up by Williams. Kappa high, but nowhere near claiming the mark though. Looks like a rugby scrum almost down there. There are arms and legs everywhere. And once again, it will be a bounce, but about 15 metres closer to the Bears' goal. Still doesn't bounce very high. Merritt again tries to claim it with the front position. Shovels it out to Hardy, who has a snapshot. It's curling around. It may be a score. Everything counts at the moment. One behind, with the Bears making the difference 2 points. One straight kick can win it for Collingwood. One straight kick can put the Bears back in front. 67 plays 69. Ball out to the outer side. Only about 45 metres still from goal. Kroll. Tony Shaw. Close to best on the ground. He's probably had more kicks than anybody else. At the front was Robertson. Rebounds back to him. Cleverly turns out of trouble. Then into Donnell. Wright scoops it out for Ryan. Inside 50. Can score from there. That could just about do it.
Well, Matt Ryan playing on the wing. He's rammed another nail in that coffin, and the Pies are now starting to go ahead. It's interesting to note also that Collingwood are playing their players further up the ground, and then they're running down with the ball. Robertson getting the ball out. Ryan on the end of a hand pass from Wright. Goes in towards goal, getting encouragement from his teammates. No one in the goal square, and he's put through Collingwood's 10.
Well, still plenty of time. We've got 13 and a half minutes remaining. I think you guys have given up a little bit early as Rain swings it down towards half forward. O'Brien couldn't take the mark. Mullane runs away. Comes down towards half forward. Wasted badly. He's put it out of bounds on the full. Brisbane desperately need the next goal. That's certainly true. This is Roberts, the defensive side of centre wing. Sends it back towards half forward. Starcevic is there. Merritt knocks it on intelligently. Krasiska behind, almost holding the ball. He shrugs the tackle eventually. Gets it across to Manson. Well played by the big fella to Starcevic. He moves the ball towards half forward. Reynoldsson drifting back, takes the mark uncontested.
Sort of get the impression Collingwood a little bit fresher at the moment, Dennis.
Yes, they look that way. Certainly they're playing with, I think, a little more enthusiasm just for the moment. Spurred on by their goals. Off hands, Rains. A sweeping hand pass to Donnell. Donnell goes into the forward line. Capper on the lead towards the pocket. Warwood leads back. Richardson is closing. It's out of bounds. And the ball will be thrown in.
Collingwood have got all their players up the ground. There's only Graham Atkins down near the 50-metre line on their forward line.
Momentum has swung remarkably. The Bears were celebrating earlier in this term when they pulled out to lead by 10 points. Withers off the ground. It's taken by Krasiska. He breaks away. Krasiska gets the hand pass across to Kroll. Back it comes to Krasiska. Over the top he goes to Starcevic. Starcevic on the outer side from right half back. Goes long down towards centre wing. Storming down the ground. The mark is taken by Wright. And he wants to move it quickly too.
Wright, who kicked a couple of goals in the third quarter and did it well for Collingwood. Young Tasmanian. No one can take it at half forward. Roberts, a little bit slow. Collingwood player dragged off the ball. Did he have it? The umpire calling play on. The whistle's hard to blow in the wet. Finally it does go. And it will be a bounce right on the edge of the square. 11:44 left in the game. 9:18 to 10:15. 67 plays 75. Well, it was going to be Christian to contest it, but he never got near it. Ball didn't bounce accurately at all. Robertson, the opportunity. Shot was it with the right foot this time. Dacos went for a beautiful knock on. That was excellently done. Eade tries to rush it through, which he does so just in front of Wright. And so one behind. The Brisbane Bears have to get back. 67 to 76. They need 2 goals. Out to Richardson, but it might have to go back. And in fact, it does. And the clock is still stopped. 11:9 left in the term. Left in the match.
The Bears playing the huddle.
And which way is he going to go? In favour of the press box side. In front is Donnell. Couldn't mark it. Any overhead mark today is a good one. They are indeed hard to take. And getting ridden into the ground was Donnell. Mullane can't handle it on the centre wing. Finally does pick it up just inside the line. Puts Collingwood back into attack again up towards the 50-metre line. Knocked away and down to McIver. Might have been grabbed a little bit too high. Ryan doesn't like it, but it's a Bears free kick at the right half-back flank.
So that was a tough decision.
So Scott McIver, Fitzroy best and fairest, gets it up to Ken Judge. And that line is the centre square. So still not over the centre. He's got long out towards half-forward right. And the mark is taken by Roger Merritt. He gets it back to Kennedy. Kennedy tries to find Kappa, not long enough for him. Kerrison fisted away. In fact, had he grabbed that second chance, he would have marked it. Nobody else had a hand on it. Hardy, well tackled, but the ball spills out towards Williams. Now who's down there for the Bears? It doesn't bounce kindly for Kappa. Now he's got a chance. Collingwood defending desperately. And finally it comes out for Tony Shaw, who's knocked up getting kicks today, but Shaw's kick this time not well directed, and the mark is taken by Walsh.
It was a good mark too, a clever mark by Walsh, twisting in the air as he took the greasy ball. Shaw with great courage. Turner claimed by Merritt, knocked on by Rains out wide. Here's a chance now. This is Withers. Withers over the top. It needs a kick. Walsh has it. High ball. They'll contest about 25 metres out. Kappa was there. Kennedy throws himself in. He's tied up. And we've got a ball up. 10-16 the Magpies. 9-13 the Bears. 9:28 remains in this term. Peter Knight's on the phone. Bounce then. Merritt up very early. Krasiska read it brilliantly. Krasiska deep in the back pocket. Along the grandstand side. Micken. Walsh could have almost been penalised for shepherding there. Micken's over the ball. Slaps it towards the boundary line. Another throw-in coming up. So the mettle of both these sides being tested now. Collingwood, as they did in that third term, coming back at the Bears. Now the challenge fairly and squarely with the Brisbane club. It's one down effectively. In goes Withers from Micken. Tries to paddle it out through the legs of Roberts. Socket off the ground by Barwick. It comes out towards centre wing. Leading in the race out there, Carlson. And sliding into the fence is Atkins like a base runner going to third.
He collided with some photographer's gear down there, but he's okay. I hope the gear is too. Boundary throw-in. Centre wing. Over the top was Manson. Nobody getting it very far. Now it's finally scooped down towards half forward. Starcevic just about threw that one out to Kroll, who can't handle it either. And the Magpies defending grimly. 8:19 left in the quarter.
Well, the Bears won't give up. They're certainly making a determined effort.
Manson and Merritt. Chance for Rains. He only kicked it about 10 feet. Finally it's picked up by Walsh. Walsh's kick is a high one. Kerrison and Hardy again. Had a great duel down there, those two. Kroll should be first to the ball. He'll be content to cart it over. And in fact, it will be another throw-in. Outside 50. The Bears still in attack. The Collingwood defence standing firm. Over the top was Kroll. Down goes Withers. And about 4 or 5 others. So again a bounce. This is falling right into Collingwood's hands. 7:29 now left in the match. Still a chance for the Bears to get up there. They need 2 goals. Merritt takes this one out of the air. Withers knocks it further forward for Williams. He tries to centre the ball, and Moore would content to see it go through for a behind. I think he could have done much about it anyway. So another point when they badly needed goals. 9-14 to 10-16, 68 to 76, a difference of 8 points. And right on 7 minutes left in this game here at Carrara. And a good safe mark taken out there by Doug Bartlett.
Barwick settling it down then. Goes out wide, intended for Starcevic. It's wide of the mark. It skids out of bounds. We'll have a boundary throw in. It was level at quarter time. There wasn't a goal kicked in the first quarter. 3 behinds apiece as Starcevic pumps this one wide of the pack, but it's all Bears. Kennedy has grown in stature as this game has worn on. Long back towards the 50-metre line. It's all Collingwood. Dropped by Manson. Some indecision. Picked up by Turner. Back towards the outer side wing. It lands in no man's land. It bounces free. White, cleanly hand pass across towards Hawke. He missed it. Behind him is Eade. Over the ball is Walsh. Met solidly by Mullane. They battle after it. Slapped out by Mullane. Look at the commitment from players of both sides. Carlson's over that one. Then goes McGuan and the whistle on play. At half-time, the Bears led by 11. Three-quarter time, Collingwood by 7. And in effect, we've got Carlson with a free kick now. Carlson earning that kick in that congested situation from the defensive side of the circle. Not a good kick directly at Manson. Socket off the ground by Krosiska. Taken by McIver. Spins out of trouble, McIver. Chips it out wide. That's what they need, some poise. He finds Judge.
Beautiful pass. Now Judge a long way from goal.
Merritt coming off for the Bears.
Into the square. Kappa, Hardy, touched. 1 point only.
Cameron O'Brien on.
So the difference is 1 goal. 9-15 or 7 points it is. 69 to 76.
Gavin Brown warming up for Collingwood on the boundary.
5.5 minutes left in the match. Micken went for the big punch away to get it clear of Manson. Atkins, pace, and boots Collingwood into attack for the first time in a while. Up towards half forward. This is right. There goes goal. What he kicked 2 in the third quarter. And it's out of bounds. And there was
I think he's run too far, Peter. The umpire's going to bring the ball back.
Had to go to Christian, didn't it? So Christian was on his own about 15 metres in front of the fullback.
Lights on the scoreboard really standing out now as McIver takes the mark.
Paul Hawke off for Collingwood.
Out to Roberts. Oh, he should have taken that one. A chance for Christian. And now the opportunity for Richardson. He nearly collected one there. And he's still got a chance. Well shepherded by Roberts. He'll have to get rid of it quickly. He's held it for a fortnight. And finally Richardson does get rid of it. McIver in trouble. Collingwood tackling well. Withers over the top with the hand pass. Tries to find Carlson. He's well tackled. Might have almost been illegally from Barwick in the back. Robertson dispossessed. The commitment of players from both sides excellent. As the Magpies struggle the ball forward. That's probably the best word to use. It has been a struggle. It's pushed up past Donnell. Out of bounds about 65 metres from goal.
Well, the Bears marked it up there, and a kick would have been far more beneficial than trying to set players up with handball.
Just over 4 minutes left in the match. McIver up high. Well, booted out of bounds again, but not on the full. A little bit closer to Collingwood's goal. And again, we'll see a throw in. Time ticking away, Dennis. I think the Magpies might just about be there.
It's looking better for them. 3:53 and counting. Boundary throw in. Donnell and McIver forced to do the ruck work down there. Robertson for Collingwood. Some tired big men around the ground. They can't keep up with it. McIver could have got a free in there. Kennedy shovels it back towards the boundary line. It's out of bounds. Another throw in. Now the clock, the enemy of the Brisbane Bears. As is that scoreline. 7 points the difference. In from the side, Donnell. It's knocked away by Collingwood, only as far as Withers. Roberts kicks towards centre field. Cameron is up. It was knocked away by Starcevic. McGuan gets the staggers, regains his composure, kicks towards the half-forward line. White's up in front. He couldn't hang on. Christian is claimed from behind, gets it across towards Brown. Ian Turner's tackle. Great tackle by Rains. Kennedy comes away. Boots it out towards centre wing. They need to make a goal from this sortie forward. O'Brien down towards half forward. Magnificent mark. Well, almost to Hardy. It just slipped away. Kerrison takes advantage of the situation. Gets it to Turner. Turner towards Starcevic. He got a hand to it. Starcevic is on centre wing. No one near him. He wheels onto his right foot. Centres the ball. Good mark is taken by McGuan.
Would have been a free kick anyway. McGuan short of centre field. Collingwood looking better. That could be a free kick to Robertson. In fact, the umpire has plucked it. So Robertson right on the square. Booming punt kick will land it just about in the kick-off line. Ball thumped into the open spaces, but the opportunity for Donnell. Scooped it back to Dixon. Dixon's kick is a short one. Bears defending desperately. They need a couple of goals, or at least 8 points. Past Barwick. Now it's Judge's turn. And you see Manson in the road. Awkward looking style, but a long ball might bounce through. That could be the sealer. It's a goal.
Goal again, Don.
Yes, and what an awkward looking style, but what an effective kick. Bounces once and just gets over the line before Mark Roberts can play a hand to it. Back in the centre.
69-82, 1:49 left in the game here at Carrara. Collingwood should get home from here. A chance for Ryan. Hand pass goes out to Kennedy. Kennedy's kick is short down towards the 50-metre line. Turner fumbles, and the opportunity is for Withers, who has a long shot, and he may have put that one through. It's all clear. The Bears not giving up.
Mark Withers, his second goal. He kicked another goal similar to that earlier on in the quarter. And the Bears, 75-82. They can't be denied. And we see here getting it out of the centre is young Kennedy again. He's come on, he's done some really good things. Jamie Turner a little bit hesitant there, should have been a little bit more definite in what he did. And swooping on the ball was Mark Withers and bang onto that left foot, and the Bears are only 7 points behind.
Attention etched on the face of Peter Knights. It seems there isn't enough time. It's ticking away. Christian battling, Ryan battling, slung out of it. And there'll be a ball up right in the mud there in the centre.
That's a good ploy, isn't it? I don't know who started that, but it's wasting time.
Yes, the clock continues to run. The Bears best out of this. Get on with the football. Christian and Roberts having a bit to say. 11-16, 10-15. Inside a minute now. The umpire indicating he's going to throw it up. No, he's going to bounce it. Just telling him he's going to come away from the mud there. He should have thrown up. It wasn't a good bounce. Atkins breaks away, kicks it out wide. Shaw leads in the race. He's inside 50. Over the top it goes. Chance there for Atkins. Going in very solidly was Walsh. Ball out wide, taken by Shaw. Shaw goes towards the kick-off line. Big pack there. White, the leaper. He likes to go for a mark. He gets it on the ground, kicking at his third goal. And I think he's missed it to behind.
Well, he's very elusive close to goal, isn't he? 10-15 to 11-17. And we've got 20 seconds left in the match once the ball has been kicked back into play. So time has run out for the Brisbane Bears. They led in the final quarter, but Collingwood came back and have managed to hang on. O'Brien sandwiched between three of them. It's finally picked up by Kroll for the Magpies. Kroll's kick is out towards half forward. Atkins racing for the ball with Reynoldsson. Atkins picks it up first. Good tackle by the big fellow. Richardson tries to get it off the ground. And there's the siren with Collingwood running out winners in what turned out to be a pretty good game in view of the conditions. Collingwood 11-17, 83, defeating the Brisbane Bears 10-15, 75 by 8 points. Well, the Bears had their chances. Possibly an accurate kicking didn't help their cause in the third term. They kicked 2-6. But Collingwood really stung them after half-time. They kicked 5-6 in that third quarter, and although the Bears got in front early in the final quarter, you must pay full credit to the great fighting spirit of Collingwood. They didn't give in, did they?
No, marvellous effort by Collingwood. And I think both coaches would sit down tonight, Don, and be pretty happy about the application. Perhaps the finesse from both sides, particularly the Bears, when they had a chance to go on with it, was lacking, but you couldn't question the application this afternoon.
No, both teams deserve praise for the way they went in about it, but I thought the turning point was in the last quarter, where Collingwood started to get their players further up the ground. They left Dacos down in the 50-metre square by himself, had the players up the ground. Then when they did get the ball, they ran down and they ran past and they socked the ball off. It wasn't pretty football. It was certainly effective. It wasn't scientific, but they got the ball any way they could with strength, hitting it on the ground, hitting it out. And one player that did lead them a merry dance up on the forward line, the Brisbane Bears defence, and that was young Wright, playing on Eade. I thought he cut Eade apart, and he also took Donnell apart earlier on in the game.
Yes, a great debut by the young Tasmanian. And those two goals he kicked certainly helped the Collingwood cause. 4-3 in the last quarter, the Bears kicked. Collingwood added 4-4, so they increased their lead to a win, or translated it to such, with 8 points after the difference was 7 at the final change. The Bears led by 11 points at half-time. After a goalless first quarter, neither side scoring a goal in the opening term. There was much of a slog there, but when the rain cleared, the conditions got a little bit better in the second quarter. and the standard of the football picked up a lot. Let's take a look now at some of the highlights of the game. Won by Collingwood, a good start for them, and Lee Matthews in season 1988.
Well, this was unfortunate for Banfield there. Whether he made contact with the boot of Graham Wright coming through, but he had to go off the ground, and that required 28 stitches. Kappa going in for his first goal. Seems to be in the right place at the right time. And the other thing I liked about Kappa's game today was that he would get involved when the ball wasn't close to goal. He would chase, he'd hassle, and he kicked a magnificent goal a little bit later on where he had to do the ruck work further down the ground. That was Collingwood's first goal. Maybe an infringement there, but here's a goal coming up. He gets it across to Judge. And that's in the second quarter. And again, Kappa allowing other players to come into play, not trying to kick goals himself. Collingwood players went in and out the game, as a lot of Bears did. Cloak got reported in this instance, whacking Richardson behind the head with the elbow. And Dacos, I thought, was kept quiet by Dale Dixon, the former Melbourne player. And Dixon played very well early on, picking up kicks as well as cutting out his opponent. The game came into a real slogging affair, and Brad Hardy there showing the value of playing in front. This was a magnificent goal by Hardy, 60 metres. You see the jubilation on his face there as he lifts his hands in triumph. And this is young Kennedy, who got the ball out to Richardson. And Kennedy got a little bit better as the game went on. The #1 draft, or the 3rd draft choice for the Brisbane Bears from Queanbeyan, a little bit overawed, wouldn't put himself in. I saw Peter Knights showing him as he walked off the ground at 3/4 time how to put his hands out, put his body in for the ball. But what he did do on occasions, he set goals up, and Shane Kerrison getting caught again behind Hardy. But Hardy missed this, and this was a bad miss by Brad Hardy. Hit the post halfway up, and Kerrison lucky to get away on that time. I was amazed that Lee Matthews didn't shift Kerrison off Hardy, and that a magnificent goal by Kappa there. He used to play in the ruck for the reserves when he was at Sydney Swans, and he showed his rucking ability there. And they're running onto the ball, and this is maybe one area where the Brisbane Bears did fall down. When the ball was kicked up high, especially the centre half forward, I made mention of Merritt. He'll hit the ball on, he'll tap it on, and the smaller Brisbane players have got to learn to read the ball when it's starting to come off the hands of the pack. They didn't have anybody getting into on the ground, crumbing those packs, and this is good play there by Donnell, getting away from Robertson, backed himself in, took the bit between the teeth, and ran in and banged home a beautiful 50-metre goal. Robertson replied a little bit later on, so he had the last laugh. Withers, a good player all day, I thought. He wasn't conspicuous, but at least he was under there battling, getting the ball out. Good attacking play, and that's the value of punching the ball from behind. Robertson getting across to Barwick, and as we all know, Doug Barwick, a magnificent kick for goal. He kicked a number of goals early on in the season last year for Fitzroy, and was leading the goal kicking with Richard Osborne when he was playing for Fitzroy early on. But then a broken hand, and he's finished up at Collingwood. Didn't finish off the season as well as what he could, but certainly wanting to make amends for last year. Manson on screen then, kicking the last goal for Collingwood. Not a very good kick. He's not poetry in motion, but he is certainly effective, and Mark Roberts just could not lay a hand. Another of Mark Withers' goals in the last quarter. He kicked 2 in the last quarter, finished the game with 2-4. Statistics showing Brisbane Bears 229 kicks to 205. Well, again, a lot of kicks off the ground. Marks, well, because of the conditions, they weren't terribly high. Handball, 69 in favour of Brisbane Bears, 85 to Collingwood. And hit-outs, about even. Collingwood 37 and the Brisbane Bears 33.
Well, if you were coaching the Brisbane Bears, Don, how disappointed would you be tonight? Should you have won?
I think both sides had the opportunity to win, and I think the Brisbane Bears had the opportunity to win. If we go back to the second quarter, Peter Knights instructed the players to go to the outer side of the ground to kick goals. They came to the closer side of the ground and the wrong side. They got trapped in the pocket and couldn't get out, whereas Collingwood did the other side. OK, big day of football coming up tomorrow, and don't forget, of course, the Stawell Easter gift at 1:30. Our coverage continues from Stawell. Peter Donegan and Graham McNaney will be up there bringing you the coverage, Stawell Showgrounds, and it promises to be a very exciting afternoon. Football tomorrow on 7, 3 great matches to complete the round, and you'll be seeing Footscray and the Sydney Swans from VFL Park, and Monday night replay, of course, and we'll also feature Richmond and Melbourne. That's 9:30 tomorrow night, and of course Friday from Perth, Essendon, the West Coast Eagles. Next Sunday, Sydney and St Kilda. Hope you enjoyed our coverage from Carrara. Good afternoon to you all.
Wrote the story, who was there in the colours glory? Who was there when a new star rose? Who was there as each chapter closed? We were there when the mighty fell. We were there when they did it well.